when I was growing up, if you wanted to start a business, you had to have a physical storefront or a place of business. There was no work from home, and you needed like employees or inventory or money to get started. And the barrier of entry was a lot higher than it is now. So it was risky and expensive. And for most people, it just wasn't even an option. It wasn't something that, was readily available without maybe taking a loan or, doing some other means of trying to get something off the ground. But today, the game's changed completely. So you don't have to have a physical store. You don't need a lot of money to get started. All you need really is your phone and maybe a laptop, and you can reach people, and not just in your neighborhood, but you can reach people in your city too. But more than that, you can reach people now all over the world. So it opens up a whole new opportunity for us. And most of us I don't think we realize the power that we have just in our phones alone. You know, if you think about platforms like YouTube, it's not just for watching cat videos or catching up on the latest trends. It's actually a tool, and it's a place where anyone can get started. Um, you don't need, you don't need a degree, you don't need a fancy camera, you don't even need to be a tech genius. You just need to show up and share what you know. And if you connect with people that are looking for what you have to offer, then, that's when the game changes. And the same is true with other platforms like social media, email, and well, even like blogging even. And these are tools that kind of level the playing field for everybody. So the tools they used to be available only to the big corporations for like advertising and video production. Uh, they're sitting right there in your pocket, and they're accessible to all of us. So while we have access to all these tools, most people still they're focused on the negatives of the technology, the spam, the notifications, the ads, and they completely miss the bigger picture. And they see the technology as a problem when in reality it's the solution. It's the opportunity of a lifetime, and it's hidden right in front of us. So if you think about it, the same tools that big companies are using to grab your attention, they're actually available to you now. And you don't need a $1 billion budget to create content that people care about. You don't need a marketing team, and uh, you don't need all that high dollar stuff to get started. And it's not easy, but it's easier than it's ever been. So, what really blows my mind is that we live in a time where you can take what you know, what you're passionate about, and you can turn that into something meaningful for somebody. And you can build a business or a brand or a community using nothing but your ideas and the tools that you already have. So it wasn't even possible 20 or 30 years ago. And the best part is that you don't have to be a natural born entrepreneur. These tools give us a chance to figure it out, to learn as we go. So instead of dreading your inbox, you're sending emails that inspire people. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by social media or advertising, you can use that to connect with an audience that values what you have to say. So instead of getting stuck in the 9 to 5, you're building something that gives you freedom. And that's the opportunity that we have right now. And honestly, it's really too big to ignore. So technology can be overwhelming. It can feel like a constant battle, but it's also a gift. And the question is, what are you going to do with it? So, are you going to let the noise keep you stuck, or are you going to take control, flip the script, and use these tools to build something incredible? Because not only will you have a chance to use it, but it's something that can make your life meaningful. And technology isn't going to it's not going anywhere. So the noise, the constant notifications and the endless spam emails, it's all part of the world that we live in today. So you can complain about it, or you can you can keep hitting the unsubscribe and sending calls to voicemail and hoping for some peace and quiet, but that's just treating the symptoms. It's not really treating the problem. So if we want to move forward, if we want to actually benefit from this digital age, we've got to do something different. We've got to take control. So instead of looking at technology as the enemy, you can start seeing it as a tool you can use on your terms. So if you think about it, the same platforms that bombard you with ads are the platforms that let you reach people. The same algorithms that push products into your feed can push your messages to the right people. But that only happens when you stop being just a user and you start being a creator. So the first step is to get intentional. You don't have to do everything all at once. You can start small, and maybe you've got an idea for a business, or maybe you've got something that you're passionate about sharing. Um, and that's great. Start there. Open a YouTube channel and start posting on social media, or send out a simple email to people that you know. So the tools are they're already in your pocket. It's just a matter of using them. And what matters is that you take the first step and just start and just learn as you go. Every video you make, every post that you write, and every email that you send, it all adds up and you get better. And more importantly, you get clearer on what works and what doesn't work for you. So here's another thing. Don't be afraid to fail. Technology makes it easier than ever to experiment. So you can test ideas without huge risks, or if something doesn't work, you can just adjust it and try it again. And when you fail, these are things to learn, and you can grow from these failures. And each time you try, you're getting closer to creating something real, something meaningful, something that people are going to care about. So this video that I'm doing right now is an attempt to do something better than the last video that I made. And on the next video, I'm going to try to do even better than this video that I'm making right now. So I wonder, how many of us feel like we're stuck in a cycle that we didn't choose? So if you're stuck in a job that you don't love because you think it's the only way to support your family or keep things stable, and I think that's the mindset that so many of us grew up with, to go to school and get a job and then work until you're retired. But technology has blown that idea wide open. And you don't have to wait until you're 65 to enjoy the life that you want to enjoy right now. And you don't have to settle for that traditional path. But what if instead of letting technology overwhelm us, we used it to create a life that we're excited about? So, what if you built something that not only supports you financially, but also aligns with your values and your passions? And that's what taking control is really about. It's about shifting from being a consumer to being a creator, from being reactive to being proactive. And it's not always going to be easy. You'll have days when it feels like there's nothing that's working at all. But here's the truth. Those days are part of the process. So taking control means sticking with it even when it gets hard. And you're building something bigger than just your career. You're building your freedom and your independence and a way to make a difference in other people's lives. So ask yourself, are you ready to take control? Are you ready to stop letting technology dictate your life and start using it to create the life that you want? So the opportunity is there and the tools are there. The only thing left is for you to make the decision to start. And here's the bottom line. Technology isn't going to slow you down. And the noise, it's not going away. But the good news is neither is the opportunity. So the same tools that overwhelm us can be the tools that set us free. And if you decide to use them the right way, it's not about being a tech genius or having all the answers up front. It's about taking that first step, showing up, and starting to build something meaningful.